Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Hooray! I love these cards. I feel like they're so peaceful and helpful and beautiful. And we'll tap into the book a little bit with some of the notions from there as well, because I found them really helpful. I especially love this practice self-care, because this really helps us look into, are we doing, too much for others? Are we overextending? Are we letting little things go that we should really keep in check for ourselves? Mental clarity, physical health. For me too, it's kind of like boundaries of when to say no, to anything, to socializing, going out, overextending, and creating that time to really look after yourself. I love at the bottom it says, serve others, but don't neglect your own needs. You can't give what you don't already have. Replenish your cup and attend to yourself. So, that's the kind of thing, like if you're really, just want to decompress and relax, maybe meditate, take a shower at the end of the day, and somebody's like, hey, can I give you a call and we can chat about my day, and this particular person to be, over dramatic, problematic, whatever it is, and you only have so much bandwidth that, you postpone that so you can look after your mental health and relax, all of that. Same thing for doing tasks for others and relatives, hey, can you babysit? Can you paint my house? Can you wash my car? Whatever it is. It's like people kind of tend to fall sometimes into categories as the helper in families or other, social groups, and sometimes, it's easy to overextend. And I feel like as we get older, we start to notice when we're doing too much, giving away too many resources, time, or whatever it is, and then we learn to reel it in and look after ourselves. I feel like private time and restful time, especially at the beginning of the day, oh my gosh, it sets us up for so much like calm energy. I love just going in my office, having a cup of coffee and doing the morning read. It just sets me up for this calm evaluation of what do I want to get out of this day and how do I want to pursue it, as opposed to reading an email and going, oh, I have to answer this and help somebody, right? Just make sure you have enough time and energy for the things you like to do, by honoring dedicated work and play schedules, taking care of your body, eating good food, plenty of exercise, and also giving yourself emotional outlets and time with loved ones, spiritual leanings and meditation, relaxation, all of those things. So helpful. And also make the necessary changes we need to ensure our needs are taken care of now, because we can say, oh, next week, that perfect moment, in a month, whatever, and then all of a sudden time accumulates and we haven't been looking after ourselves properly, rest and good food and all of that. So that brings us to embrace sensitivity. I love this. It says, appreciating beauty requires sensitivity, a vulnerable feeling, yet the world needs more sensitivity, not less. Embrace it. Do not deny your emotional needs. I am so enamored with really sensitive people. They're usually very artistic and they feel a lot. They feel a lot of emotions, and sometimes it's just like a waterfall of emotions. And I have been involved in that kind of arena. If I get very sensitive, if I don't have enough rest, I just feel things, times two. So we do need to be careful too, that we don't want to be oversensitive to things by, extending our bandwidth. But I feel like all of us have a soft side, and it's the stronger person who accepts that this is part of themselves without hiding it. When we deny our sensitivity, we may feel like it's temporarily protecting us against, ugliness, and helping us to soldier on in difficult environments. However, if we disconnect from our emotional needs for too long, we may start to inadvertently perpetuate the same ugliness that once hurt us, that harshness, and I don't have time for this, and telling somebody else that they're too sensitive, because we're not in touch with ourselves. And self-love encompasses embracing our sensitivity, our feminine side, as a strength, while really learning how to stand tall among people who have forgotten their sensitive and emotional traits. If we desire, more beauty, more kindness, more gentleness, then accepting and integrating our sensitive side is really, really important. I was watching a Ladies of London years ago, and I remember Carolyn Stanbury was in it, and I thought, whoa, that is a hard nut right there. She really wouldn't listen. If anybody had a problem, it was just stop your bitching, and would shut everything down. And a lot of times it's our environment when we grew up. She's like, well, we just don't do that in my family. I went off to boarding school from 6 to like 18. So it was basically like the army. And it was just one of those things like as a protective mechanism. And I thought, oh my gosh, that must be like, it's a weird, different thing situation, what you can and cannot kind of like tolerate, and what would normally just be a sensitive conversation to somebody in that mindset is just like a crazy bitch session or somebody being weak. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's such a tough ass, really complicated way to look at the world. So listen, if somebody wants to share something, I feel like our sensitive, beautiful souls make ourselves available to a degree, to be able to connect with that person. I have so many lovely people in my orbit and world that are beautifully sensitive to nature and the love of it, and animals and babies, and they just make my day talking about all this stuff, nature and beauty and relaxing and plants. It's the best. I'm really lucky that one of my offspring is ultimately sensitive about beautiful things like that, and I feel like within that world, and they are very much like my mother, that they get such comfort and they get such, a beautiful way to relish the world through nature and through plants and through animals, because they just have such respect and awe of it that they get lost in it. And I do a lot of time as well, in the right environment, when I've slowed down. I just love it. I feel like it's absolutely amazing. And that brings us to own your power. Changing the world is easier after somebody learns to change themselves. Become the change you wish to see and watch the world around you shift. Obviously, you guys have experienced one of those wonderful days where you go out and somebody holds a door for you and you smile at them and they smile at back. And we transform through that. Like, look, there's other wonderful, thoughtful beings out there. And it makes us hold our head up and look at other people and engage in a certain way. In the book, it talks about how we abdicate our personal power whenever we deny the steps we can take to change the situations around us. Injustices, somebody says something. I remember being really proud of myself in school when this group of guys were being terrible to one of my friends. Obnoxious beyond obnoxious. And I thought, oh, I could stand here and there would be an exchange of words. And I could, if I really think about it, I'm really good with words. And I just thought, this just takes quick action. I just picked up, because it was really mean dialogue. And I stood up and I asked them a question. They got even more obnoxious. And I just picked up my milk and just dumped it over their head. And I was like, there you go. And it was one of those things where I was proud that these people were popular bully jock types. And I was like, and there was a few of them. Only one was talking, but the other ones were kind of like smiling and egging them on, that I was like, enough of this crap. That's not a cool thing. Instead of just, watching and observing. I feel like there is always something we can do, even if it's to change our attitude and our responses, to start making different choices. Our personal power is just that, yours and yours alone to manifest. This can be also standing up to family members that always think they know what's best for us. A mother or grandmother or aunt or whatever that's always pressurizing, and you should take this job and you should go there and you should or shouldn't marry this person or date this person or whatever, to stand up and say thank you, but I think I can make decisions for myself. You can be kind, but still be assertive. We always have power over our choices, and we kind of have to bring this to our own awareness. So when you feel forced into certain decisions because of your circumstances, take a chance to look for alternate solutions or take a stand against any kind of coercion, because our responses are always within our control. And sometimes people just may think or assume that we've relinquished that control to them, so we kind of let them go. No. This card is so beautiful because it's a strong invitation to start looking at what you can do, not what you can't. There's always options, and when we reclaim our power, we determine where we're going. And I absolutely love that. I think it's just the absolute best. So my beauties, I hope you guys are having a nice summer, and that is what you're meant to hear today. Have a great day.